it doesn't get much closer than that. Coach, if you would just kind of give us your thoughts about today's game and how you guys played.
Yeah, obviously, we wouldn't be here, or we wouldn't be here if it weren't for these three guys and the other three seniors and guys we have in our program. But the cool thing is our fans showed out great, like they did on Tuesday night in the regional final. Today's game, I felt like maybe early we were a little nervous. Just obviously big moment, big atmosphere. Some of these guys played in our state title game a couple years back, and I thought that might help us settle into the game a little bit quicker. But obviously, you're playing another good team in Manteo, so you got to give them credit for making it speed up the pace of the game a little bit. But I thought we did play more to our capabilities in the second half. I just wish we could have done it for a full game. And sometimes, like I just told them in the huddle, soccer will give to you like it did on Tuesday night in PKs, and it'll quickly take away. Sometimes like it did tonight with giving away a PK late. And I thought we had a good response after that, just not enough time to find the back of the net. So,
Questions?
For y'all, really just go through what this run has been for y'all. Like you said, that a lot of you guys played in the state title game a couple years ago. Y'all have seen both sides of this championship. But to see for the program to get here twice in your career is pretty remarkable.
It's just surreal. You know, starting out freshman year and not getting a lot of minutes, and then sophomore year we go win a state title. Then we had kind of a rebound year last year, and you know, this year getting back to where we were our sophomore year, and it was a really great experience just to play with these guys every single day. And we just didn't come out on top today, and it was just unfortunate, but I couldn't be more grateful for all the people that were behind us, our fans, our coaches, our teammates. It was a really great experience.
Anthony?
I would just say that, like, coming into this season, I didn't really think it was possible, because after sophomore season, we had, like, arguably a much better team. But throughout the season, every practice, every game, like, we built up more trust in each other, and everyone, you could see, like, a major difference from the beginning of the year to now. And we honed in on our skills and built on every game, and now we got here, but we didn't bring our A game today, so it's a heartbreak. But
didn't play how we wanted to, and I really did start to see our full potential in that last 5-ish minutes after the penalty. That's how we need to play. That's how we needed to play early on, and that's the reason we're on this side of it. But I always want to be thankful to everyone who's helped me since I was a freshman, because I never played in that state final. I had a veteran kid there, but over summer, which I believe this goes for every player, no matter if you play or don't. If you work on yourself, you can get there. I worked with a college coach, and he's the reason I performed as I did today.
Yeah, Coach, they've had a shutout in the three previous matchups coming into this one. They had another one tonight. How do you see how your offense gets sort of set up against their defense, and how do you feel like y'all were able to connect with it?
Obviously, we knew coming in, just from some film we were able to watch on Manteo and seeing some of their scores throughout the year. Similarly, they'd given up about 20 goals on the year, I think, and we knew their defense was going to be tough to crack. You know, offensively, we didn't really test them much in the first half. You know, there in the second half, we definitely did, especially after the PK goal went in for them. You know, but you got to give credit to you know, Coach Cleaver over there has his guys set up in a really good setup, and they have solid defenders, especially through the middle, and that holding midfielder for the number ones all over the field. So we knew we were going to have our work cut out for us on the offensive end of things, like trying to create some chances and create some opportunities. And so, you know, we did late. We just didn't do enough early, I feel like, to put enough pressure on them. And I think that's kind of what. The longer you let a game stay 0-0, it just takes one mistake either way that kind of pushes it in their favor with the PK that we're able to give up. So,
yeah, for y'all guys, what's the message to the guys, the underclassmen, the guys that'll be coming back next year?
Believe. You just got to believe in yourself and your teammates, and train outside of practice. You got to do more than what you're being asked to do. If you want to get to the point where you're going to state titles and winning state games, you have to do work outside of practice.
I'll just say, like, it might seem right now like you may not have a chance next year, like you lost a big part of your team, but I know that my teammates can step up and like take on bigger roles next year, and they'll be just fine, and they'll continue to work and grow and hopefully make it back here next year.
Now that we've played, all those younger guys have seen, because we had a large roster here with us to all these guys have seen the level you need to play at. So like Donovan was saying, you need to work more than you think you need to. It also helps that they see this loss today, because that should fuel them for next year, make them more hungry to go to another.
Coach, what are a couple moments you looking back on this season where you saw your guys face adversity and they could have quit, but instead they kind of pushed through and that took them to the next level? So, a few moments that impressed you and how they resilience they got.
I would say one in particular was it was kind of early in the year. We had a game where Matt here got a straight red card just for a missed time tackle outside the box, last man back, and we were playing another really good team, and we were up 1-0 at that point. Backup goalkeeper comes in, gets hurt within like 2 seconds, so I got no other goalkeeper at that point on the roster. So my man right here, goalkeeper in middle school, we're down to 10 guys, field player in goal for about 38 minutes in the second half, and up 1-0, able to hold it. I think they scored maybe 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game, but we defended just so well with 10 guys in the field and a field player in goal. I knew then we had guys that would fight regardless of who we faced or where we played, and I knew then we had something to build off of. And then I would say one more, the regional final, we went down at 0-0 at halftime against Community School Davidson. They scored early in the second half. And then both these two kids, especially that game, to my left and my right, Anthony got the game-tying goal. Matt I know we gave up the PK today, but we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. He made a huge game-saving tackle in one of the sudden death overtimes, the exact opposite of that scenario where he got all ball outside the box, and then obviously he made a big save in that PK shootout. So just that one in particular, and then obviously, in that regional final, knowing these guys have fight in them, and I knew as soon as they scored today, I was going to see we were going to give them what our best shot was, because we knew our backs were against the wall, and they gave it. We just weren't quite able to score one on a really good team that's got a really solid defense in Manteo. So,
not many schools get to make it to 2 state championships in 3 years. I mean, there are great programs that don't even get to do it in a decade. What makes this class of players so special? What has led to their success in the way they approach the game?
Yeah, and that's one thing I told our guys in the lead up to this. Like, had somebody told me 2 years ago after we had won the 1A state title that we would be back here this soon, like 2 and 3 years, I would have probably said you're crazy, just knowing by the pure probability sake of it. But for me, I graduated from Greystone and played soccer there, and unfortunately, we never had the success that we've had here since I, in this run since I've been coach. But the opportunity to see these guys have that experience is why we coach. So it's just like Donovan said, you gotta believe. The team 2 years ago built that belief into these guys because they saw it was possible. They saw it could happen, and now I'm hopeful that our run this year and these guys being on the senior end of it, showing a lot of these younger guys, hey, it's possible if you believe and you work hard and you come consistently every day. That you can do that. But yes, it's very special. These guys will look back on these 2 years and at some point understand how really cool and just an amazing accomplishment it was, even though we ended up on the wrong side of it today. But they also have the perspective of how good it feels to win that one, and they know how many of us feeling right now, which is a whole lot better than we are. So,
a couple questions for the players. You guys are about to take the jerseys off for the last time. What are you going to miss most about putting the jersey on and going to war with these guys?
The friendships, the experiences, just hanging out every day after school. Going to school, the only thing that I would look forward to is just playing out on the field with these guys, and going to get food after games, and hanging out on the weekends with them. These were my boys. These guys are my friends, and I'm gonna miss that the most.
I'd have to say the same. We may not be the best of buddies at school because we don't all have the same classes and stuff. But I know as soon as we step on the field, everyone has full trust in each other. So having someone to trust me and having someone to I can trust if I don't play good a game, they'll step up. If they don't play good some games, I'll step up. Having that sort of trust and friendship has been great.
Just the atmosphere of the old scene. I know they're saying that's something, because I do other sports year round and I don't feel as connected with these teams. To me, this team, it's a family. I know I go to any one of them and they support me for the mistake I made with them, which unfortunately costs us the loss.
This for all you guys. What's something you guys want this team to be remembered for, even though ultimately you finished as runner-ups? And what are maybe a couple of things that you think people don't know about you guys that you want people to know that, hey, this is something that really is added to what we're doing?
I think I want people to remember how much adversity we came over. We lost to Highland Tech last year in the second round. They scored a late goal in overtime, and we took it to them this year. And we just didn't have a lot of people like siding with us, thinking that we were going to go this far. And we just believed in ourselves, and we knew that if we wanted to win states, we had to give it everything, and that's what we did every single day at practice, on the weekends, training, and during games. And that's what I think people need to remember about us. It's just our want and will to go get wins.
Yeah, I'll probably say something similar, but mostly like when people come out to support, like they see our Final Four. They don't see like what goes on behind the scenes. They don't see like freshman Matthew letting the ball slip through his hands. They see like the guy jumping and making crazy saves and keeping us in games. And they don't see like Don like shanking crosses. They see him like delivering, and they see all of us in our Final Four, but they don't see like the jokesters at practice, and they don't see the people who mess up.
You only see what is shown in the game, which is both good because if you perform, then you look like you're one of the best players there is. But what you don't see is all the mistakes in practice, and I know it's what Anthony just said, but you really have to work in order to get to this level, and you have to work on yourself, you have to work with your team, coaches, and you have to put in work in school as well.
You can answer that as well, Coach.
Can you restate the question again?
What do you want this team to be remembered for, and maybe what are a couple of things that people don't know about you guys that you want people to know about?
I think the cool thing that I would like for these guys to be remembered for is just the majority of these guys, minus like maybe 3 or 4, played really big roles 2 years ago. So we had a lot of guys in a lot of different roles this year, and last year, and even obviously the year before. So to see that it's possible to continue to play within a program at a very high level, as long as you continue to commit to getting better every single day, whatever that may look like for you. To Matt's credit, like he said, I mean, he's one of the best goalkeepers I've had the luxury of being able to coach since I've been coaching at Greystone since 2017, and it was purely because he made a commitment to himself to want to get better. So I've used him as an example to the rest of our program and the rest of our players. Like, this is, if you want to get to that level of performance on the field, like a kid like Matt is who you need to look at, and Don and Anthony as well. They've grown, all 3 of these guys have grown miles just from their hard work, commitment to me, commitment to our program, and they're just great representatives of what our program is and what it will continue to be going forward, because they're leaving it 10 times better than where they left it.
All right, guys, we really appreciate you coming and answering some questions